While family-friendly, our content is not intended for children. We commonly feature scenes of fantasy violence and other mature, though clean themes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another, session of Firelight. We get to play again. I'm Hlan, the Dwarven Wild Mage Sorcerer. These are my friends. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I am Como, the Poison Dragonborn Barbarian.
The Poison Dragonborn Barber.
The born barber, the poison barber.
The poison barber. You cut out on my chat or on my Zoom thing.
Oh, come on, Bard. What do? Drink all day? Come on. With your dukes
You
up,
cut
huh?
out there that entirety. Yeah, sorry, just you cut out there too. Anyways, I'm Xy Faeth. I am the Asmir Bard of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Ghost, the DM, and I play all the creepy crawlies.
Oh no, I don't like spiders. By the way, I don't know if Hlan likes spiders.
Firelight episode, whatever, Spider Town.
No, that'd be the worst. Oh my goodness, that's like the stuff of nightmares for me. Ugh.
Are you speaking as Hlan? Or are you speaking as
Fork, as myself, as Vic? Yes, yes, I am. Hlan, I don't know if Hlan's scared of spiders, but I'm scared of spiders.
So, where we left off last time, Hlan was ripped apart by ghostly claws and is dead. Xy Faeth was beaten to death by a four-armed nobleman ghoul.
No, we all decided that was a four-armed, what's it called? Four-armed Tasmanian devil, since he can talk. It's like vicious.
Oh, yeah. My fat. Yeah, I just realized this, but the Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes, his name is just Taz, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Was Taz there was the Looney Tunes, and then there was like the Looney Tune Juniors? I don't remember what they're called. And was that Tasmanian devil named Taz? Or because I thought the real Tasmanian devil in the original Looney Tunes was just the Tasmanian devil, like he didn't have a name. Are we gonna?
No, I think he's called Taz.
No,
okay.
Yeah, he's just called Taz. Like,
okay,
that's it.
Gotcha. I have been educated.
I think that's his. He may not necessarily be referred to as Taz in some of the early cartoons, but that's what he's named.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. So yes, Tasmanian devil. Please, Warner Brothers, don't sue us.
For what?
For invoking his name.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the whole reason that we try not to name. Yeah. So and then Jonah, you managed to sneak through the city, avoiding pursuit. You defeated a stone sentinel, and you got to the sewers, but there's a giant rock.
I leveled up.
You did?
I didn't say you leveled up. I said you got more powerful.
Oh, isn't that kind of? I guess if it's not.
I didn't tell you what it does yet. All right. So no, you didn't level up. You better not have leveled up. But anyways, yeah, you got a rock to move.
Okay. Yeah.
He's thinking about moving a rock.
Just push it. Out how to do it.
Pushing it was one way.
How big is it?
It's pretty large. It's like I don't know. Looks like it's at least some pounds.
Is it bigger than me?
It's larger than you, yes. But you do have 3 other guys to help you. What I really need you to do is make a strength check.
Okay, then. What, I was thinking if I could break it apart with my axe or something if I hit a weak spot.
I feel like to find a weak spot, you would need to have a certain level of intelligence.
I feel like you need to be a certain level of a dwarf.
Fair point. Okay. I rolled a 13.
Wow, this is a big change from your previous rolls.
And then what's your strength modifier?
6.
It can't be 6.
Oh, that's kind of OP.
No, actually it's 4.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
6 would be if I asked you to roll a skill and you were trained in that skill. So yeah, you give a mighty shove and the other guys are helping you, and it moves a tiny bit.
Nice. You move the rock a tiny bit.
And it's still not off the thing. So while you're doing that, I want you to make a reflex save.
Oh no!
Don't get crushed by the rock.
Which one is this? Dexterity?
Dexterity. Yes. Sorry, I call it reflex save because of 4th edition, which I am quite familiar with. They call it reflex saves. I don't think. Did they call it reflex saves in earlier editions as well?
Yes, 3.5 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and 2.
So yeah, you get hit in the back by an arrow. So you're pushing, and you sense that something is coming. You can hear kind of a whistling sound, and but you don't really react in time. You can feel the dull thud in your back of a extremely heavy arrow striking you. Let's see. Hashtag D. Oh, well, good. Thankfully for you, it only did 2 damage.
Hooray, dragon scales.
All right. You get another chance to try and move the rock, or
even though there's someone shooting at me?
Yeah. So do you want to you could try and spot the shooter. You could, do whatever. What do you want to do?
Okay. How big's the arrow?
The arrow is very large. It's probably I don't know, it's 5 feet long.
Oh, great. It's gotta be the statue. This must still be ticked off. I tried to kill him.
Well, no, you destroyed a statue, and it doesn't look the same as the arrow in the statue. It actually it's very long, but it's also a very, very thin arrow.
Okay. What the heck? I think I can tough it out. I guess we'll try moving it again.
All right. Strength.
Okay. Eight.
Yeah. So you try and move it. Yeah, it's no dice. It doesn't budge at all. Can you roll reflex save, please? Or sorry, dexterity save.
That one's going to stick for a while.
8.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's stuck thus far, and nobody's used 4E for years now.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, good thing I'm rolling badly. Yeah, you get nicked by another arrow. Out of curiosity, how many hit points do you have left?
I have 21.
Oh, wow. All right. You have another chance to move the rock.
I do not take it. I grab one of my weapons and actually I try to spot the shooter.
Okay. Can you make a perception roll, please?
Okay. $11.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Unfortunately, you see nothing.
Oh no.
What?
You know the vague direction in which the arrows come from, and that's about it.
Okay, let me see. So far, how deep are we in the tunnel?
Oh, you're not in a tunnel. You are on the outside, trying to get a rock off of the entrance to the tunnel. The guys around you seem to think that the going underground is probably the only way to survive.
What the heck are they doing while I'm getting shot?
You're the one who's getting shot, but it might just be because you're the largest.
Okay. Okay, so the others have a throwing dagger, a hammer, and what's the other weapon?
The sword? I don't remember. They have generic basic weapons.
Okay.
Nothing that could possibly reach as far as whatever is attacking you.
Okay, so I don't.
You have a feeling that someone is essentially using some sort of special long distance bow to shoot special long distance arrows.
Okay.
And they might have much, much, much better eyesight than you do.
Okay, so if that's my hunch, I'm gonna have to go with moving the boulder.
All right, give it a push.
16.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you manage to push it, and it is almost off. You feel like one more push, and you'd be able to free the grate. But I'm going to need you to make a reflex save.
Fine.
Sorry. Wow, you're very lucky today.
Wow.
Yeah, one point of damage.
Luck has nothing to do with it. I have super hard dragon skills.
We'll go with that. Another arrow ricochets off of your super hard dragon scales. All right, another chance to move the boulder.
Okay. Hold up.
I see that you are attempting to roll. Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
All right, yeah, you push it away. They quickly lever up the grate, and you all descend the ladder into the under streets.
Screw you, Archer!
Once they get underneath, you see that they pull the grate back onto the thing, and then underneath the grate, there's kind of like a locking mechanism that they pull, and then it kind of like locks the grate tight. So it would be very, very difficult to follow. Once you get in, the ladder is very, very long ladder. You're kind of going down like a tube for probably like, I don't know, 30 feet, something like that. And then at the bottom, you appear to be inside a sewer system. But at the bottom, there is a small fire that is venting up another shaft, a couple bundles of gear, little handmade shelves that have what looks like provisions in them, and a little blacksmithing area where it looks like they make their handmade tools, and an old lady that seems to be the person who's taking care of their stuff. And they invite you to sit around the fire and to tell them about your story and how you got here.
Okay. I tell them I'm from a distant land.
So before you can do that,
What?
the moment you sit down at the fire, you wake up back in your room.
Now that was a crazy dream.
All right. So all of you wake up in your rooms in the university.
No, I'm dead. Like, is this heaven? This is not what I asked for.
So yeah, you guys, Hlan and Xy Faeth, you definitely do remember dying, but you're fine now. In fact, you're back in the university.
I look at where I got clawed. And I'm like, did I get scarred here?
No scars.
Wow. So only emotional damage.
Even your gear seems to be perfectly fine. There's like your clothes aren't torn or anything.
I'm like, well, these are horrible nightmares. Let's see what the others dreamed of.
So when you get out of your bed, you do notice that there is something a little different about your room.
Okay.
So on the floor in your room, Hlan, there is a burnt mark on the floor that shows a cell door. Xy Faeth, in your room, there is a burnt mark showing what looks like it might be a picture frame. And Como, in your room, there are two burnt marks. One burnt mark shows something of a representation of the original door that you saw, the one in the wall. And then the second burnt mark shows the sewer grate.
Oh, God. So if we wake up in bed, do we get all our health back?
Yep. You are perfectly healthy.
What should we do? Well, I'm gonna go try to find, what is his name again?
Professor.
Yeah, the professor. Professor. Trying to remember his name.
Newtonian.
Oh man, getting clawed by those guys have like really done a number on my on my brain. The only name that keeps popping into my mind is Jotan. It's Hathod, right?
Yeah, Hathod.
Yeah, there we go. I like go to try to find Professor Hathod. And I explain the situation to him.
So he does have some questions for you guys.
Okay.
So what he wants, he's going to kind of gather you all up and take you for breakfast so that you guys can all talk about what happened. So breakfast is served. There is some thick slices of bread. There are bowls of porridge. And due to someone mentioning this, there are sausages with lots and lots of fried onions.
Oh, yeah.
All over them. And there's also a large amount of a very, very, very weak beer.
Excellent.
Aww. I guess it's better than nothing.
You don't complain about the beer, okay? At least you got beer.
Okay.
So he starts with Hlan, since Hlan was the one that came to him, and he says, "So what happened? Tell me everything from beginning to end."
From the beginning to end. Well, but all I can think of is the gray guys, the sickly gray guys with their claws. They were just kept attacking and clawing me. It was horrible, and none of you were there to save me. But I tell him, well, I managed to escape my cell, and then I found a person named Carm Stonehelm. Carm Stonehelm? I think that's what his name was.
So he's just listening, but he's kind of like furiously writing in a notebook.
And then I went and saw I heard some people hissing and stuff like that, so I went to check it out. But then they noticed me, and then I cast a spell on them, but then they weren't affected by the spell. And then they came and shook hands in a bad way. It was a very, very bad encounter, I would say. I think I died.
He says, interesting. I will
that's all you have to say.
He's still speaking.
Oh, okay.
He says that he's going to reserve his opinions until he's heard all the stories.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So now he would like to hear Como's story.
Well, I woke up in, I think, where we were last time, at least somewhere close. I tried finding the others, but I didn't really get many results. So I talked to some of the dwarves that were walking towards the mines, I think, and they didn't seem to have a clue where either of them were either. So and just as a giant was noticing me, I ran into a back alley and escaped. Or I met some people who I think are rebels against the Joan, and they took me to their secret hideout in the sewers. And just as I was about to explain my story to all of them, I woke up here.
He looks kind of confused but interested as he's writing down all these things, and looks especially surprised about how when you sat down by the fire, then you immediately woke up. But then he says that he has some observations, but first he would like to hear Xy Faeth's story.
So I think I woke up in someone's dungeon, and I tried escaping from this very big mansion, and I was hunted down by some 4-armed beast that had a good strong sense of smell, or he could. Whenever I tried to go invisible, he always seemed to find me, no matter what. Oh, and then he brutalized me, and then I woke up.
Was he gray and slimy?
I didn't get a good look at it.
He's probably gray and slimy.
Getting a flurry of punches to my face.
So he did have a gray pallor, but not in the same way as your mystery creatures, Hlan. Your mystery creatures look like their skin, the color of their skin is gray.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pigmented gray.
Yeah.
Whereas Xy Faeth's creature looks like someone who had some sort of human skin color, and then the color drained out of it. So not quite the same.
Gotcha.
So he has a few questions. So first of all, he says, did anyone take anything that they from this other reality and bring it back so that we can know whether or not we can take things and bring them back?
I was a little too busy getting shot at to notice it, to grab anything.
So not even like a rock?
You serious?
Just
a
anything.
rock.
Did you pick up anything?
Professor?
You,
I was too busy getting shot at.
No one picked up anything?
Well, I was in a prison cell. Or, sorry, prison holding facility.
So he knows, he kind of writes a little bit. He says, well, if we are able to do this again, please see if you can take something and bring it back to here. When things...
Oh. Did ghost cut out?
Oh dear.
Hold on.
Wait, did I cut out?
Yeah, for a second.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What part did I leave off at?
You said how if we can try to do this again, like go back in time, try to take something to do this, see if we can take stuff.
Oh, okay. So, he was saying that one of the key things that we want to explore is how much we can affect this other reality, whether or not we can take things back from it.
I just realized I did carve something on one of the walls in my cell.
If I remember, you carved something on the inside of the cell, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So the inside of the cell at that time, though, was just your room.
Okay, listen here, Mr. Professor. I'm trying my best, okay? Seriously,
So he actually is kind of interested because you said that you carved on the inside of your room and you broke through the wall.
That's correct. It was wood on one side and stone on the other side.
Was there any, there wasn't a hole in your wall this morning?
Oh. I don't believe I saw a hole in the wall in the morning.
And you also didn't see any carving on your wall either. Just as an FYI.
Yeah. So, I don't believe I saw the same carving there. So it didn't translate back into this, whatever this place is now.
So, in other words, your rooms that you wake up in are not the same physical room that you are actually sleeping in. It is simply a representation of the room as it connects to this new, or to either the past or this representation of the past that you are interacting with. We still need to figure out a way to determine whether or not this is simply a shared illusion, or this is an actual time traveling escapade.
Well, getting hit by those pale gray things seem pretty real to me. Like it hurt really bad.
And yet you are alive and fine.
No, but the psychological damage. Do you not? Okay, I'm just gonna go drink some beer. I'm like, must stay away from gray things. They are not fun.
So he goes over the descriptions of your places a little more. One thing he does say to Como is that as far as he can tell, there is no reason to believe that anyone in the past, in the far distant past, would know who Hlan or Xy Faeth are. So, unless, for example, Hlan and Xy Faeth, if we could do a test that maybe tonight, if we go again and you went to the same area and asked the same people, would it be day 2? Is his question, and thus they would remember who those names are?
Gotcha. Well, wait, hold on. I have a question for you. So the prisoner holding facility, does it still exist today? Because maybe in the jail cell that I was in, there's a carving of Hlan is here, or Hlan was here.
So he says that there are certainly many jail cells in the keep, but they do not have any access to them.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to test that. Okay.
So he says based on some of the evidence, so it sounds like Hlan woke up in a jail cell underneath the keep. It sounds like Como woke up in a former dwelling on the wall that would be around where the inn they stayed at, the Traverse Inn, where that is now built over top of. That would probably be around where Como's place is. So the Traverse is currently covering it. So potentially that room still exists, but perhaps in the back of the Traverse. Xy Faeth is quite a different one. So he asks, were there any particular, like, did you get any looks at any of the features of the people, like in any of the paintings or anything like that? Or were there any symbols that you noticed?
I don't remember. Sorry, Prof.
So he says that the next time that you go there, that it would be a good idea, if possible, so that we can figure out what, because this is obviously a mansion of some kind that would be from a specific noble family. It may not, it's possible that it doesn't exist anymore because it was so long ago. So it may have been like, who knows what could have happened to the building because it's so old. But there may be something relating to a current noble family that we could track down. So we could figure out where this manor is in the city.
Gotcha.
So the other thing that he is interested in is that he says, so for the first night that this happened to you guys, you were all in the same dream.
Yeah.
And you slept all in the same room.
That's right.
But this time you slept in 3 different rooms and were in 3 separate dreams.
Yes. As I bite some of the sausage and drink the beer.
So he says, and then this morning, there were the signs on the floor that have some representation of the places he went to.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
I want you guys to make insight checks, please.
Sure. What's my insight? Let's take a look. Insight. Oh, +3.
17.
8.
19.
All right. So Como, you get the feeling that if you sleep in whichever room you choose, then you will go to whichever area that the thing on the floor is burned. So if you went to the one with the jail cell, like if you slept in that room, now you will go to that area. So for example, more than one of you could then sleep in the same room and could go to the same place. Hlan, with your slightly higher roll, you think that maybe based on the descriptions of the different areas, that if you all went to the same area together, you may have a better chance at actually surviving it.
Okay. So we need to go to the same area together. I think we need to go to the same area together, if that's going to be feasible. But whose area do we choose? I don't want to go visit those gray guys again, by the way.
We already have, according to Como, he already has allies, so shouldn't we go to where he's already established?
That's true, and it's underground, where it's nice and safe. So, yes, maybe we should go to Como's.
On the other hand, there was only one beast in my area. It seemed like the mansion I was in was abandoned or just empty, I guess. I don't know.
But was that thing like clawing you? It sounded pretty strong.
I mean, I don't know. Just don't want to think about it. Just don't.
I would probably say let's go to Como's area then, because there seems to be allies there and we can figure out what's going on maybe a little bit better. And then we can probably take something from that. Like maybe we can grab something from them and see if we can bring them back here.
Good idea.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to go to Como's fire. Okay.
All right. So for your work, so the guy says that he hasn't heard of the name Karm Stonehelm specifically.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But that the Stonehelm name is kind of like a legendary name, and that it comes up in stories about the kings before, so like the ancient kings before the Jotun times. So he's going to research the specific person and give you his findings tomorrow.
Okay. Before Jotun times. I'm like, so if we can, so maybe we are traveling back in time then. because if that name is from history, and like I don't know about this. Like Stonehelm is a more common name now. I guess it could, but there's no one of renown that would be king, as far as I know. That's from the Stonehelm line.
So Stonehelm is like it is also a dwarvish name for sure.
Yeah.
But because this is like in common, it wouldn't be unusual for a human to have this name.
Sure.
But it would mean that they were probably connected to dwarves somehow.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Well, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe we'll ask the guys there. Well, my trials have been pretty difficult, so I'm just going to relax for the rest of this day, unless something comes up.
So one thing is that you were all given, each one of you individually, 150 gold pieces.
Oh, yay.
Awesome.
So in order to spend, in order to prepare for the next day.
I don't know what I need to buy. I don't think I need anything specifically, unless... Wait, I asked him, do you guys have those magical healing things that prevent you from dying here?
Yeah.
The magic drink thing?
Yeah, you have healing potions.
That's what they're called.
He says that they have some people that can make them, but they don't have a ton on hand. But there are places not that far away that sell them.
Ooh, okay. Should we go shopping for some potions?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I guess we're gonna go find a place that. Would you recommend a place?
Yeah, he gives you directions to one that's nearby.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Ye Old Magic Shop. Yeah. After breakfast, I guess we'll head out there. You guys good with that?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, on the off chance we run into that Cape Furler guy, what are we supposed to do?
Beat the crap out of him.
Yes.
And then steal his cape.
So the guy suggests, so he gave you directions to a place that is basically like right on the main road. And he says that like no one would dare start a like an actual fight in a main place where guards are around.
Gotcha.
So as long as you stay away from any back alleys, you should be fine.
No back alley deals. Okay.
Only if they're really good. Got it.
If the risks are worth it. All right. Yeah, let's go find potions.
So it's the morning, and it's kind of a cloudy day today, but it's still pretty warm. As usual, the morning bustle has started. You are right near the keep, so you can see the gold adorned guards beginning their morning patrols. Again, looking very menacing.
Yeah.
They appear to all. They're probably human.
Sure.
But they're certainly all extremely tall, large humans.
Gotcha. I look to Xy Faeth. I'm like, those guys don't look as scary as the things that I thought.
Take your word for it.
They look like chumps.
Want to say that to their faces?
No, but you get the point. I don't need to. They know, they know that they're not all that. And then as I pass by one, I'm like, sup.
When you pass by one and like make a noise that's like speaking to him. Yeah. When you kind of like look at him, there's like a hollowness to the sounds that the armor makes. Mm-hmm. And it's fully enclosed plate armor. Yeah. And it's just dark. Yeah. On the inside, like the eye slits are too small to see in. Yeah. And there's just kind of like an echoey breathing that you can hear coming out of it.
I walk faster. I'm like, oh, this is too much like the other time. Never mind. All right, I take it back. Maybe those guys are there. This is scary.
I'm trying to console.
Why are there such scary people in this world? Anyways, all right, walking down the street.
So the potion shop is called Peter's Potions.
Ooh, Peter's Potions.
And in the middle of a bunch of miserable-looking buildings is one that is painted a relatively bright orange with a very friendly-looking sign on it that says Peter's Potions.
Wow.
Wow, this guy gets advertising. I'm like, man.
It's the eye-catching.
Well done, Peter. Yeah.
It also looks like it's relatively busy. Mm-hmm. There's people coming in and out.
Okay.
And looks like they have like little tiny signs, like deal on such and such kind of potion and things like that.
Sure.
It appears that there's a lot of kind of mundane potions that regular people use, like potions against particular illnesses and things like that.
Yeah.
Remedies, all that kind of stuff, and those are all sold here.
Oh, okay. I guess I step inside. And is a shopkeeper busy or is he available? So
the shopkeeper is kind of bouncing around. It's a gnome.
Oh, it's a gnome.
And he has a very friendly face. He has a kind of comically large nose.
Okay.
And gigantic ears. In fact, he kind of looks a little bit like a troll doll. He also has hair that sticks up like the same height as his body. So he's like, his hair makes him twice as tall as he would be.
Sure he's human?
No, he is
he's like a gnome.
He's a gnome. He's only like 3 feet tall.
That'll do it.
But I mean, with his hair, he's almost 6 feet tall.
I talked to him like, "Hello there, kind sir," and I compliment him on his large nose and his large ears and his extra large hair. I'm like, "You are quite handsome."
He is delighted. He's like, "Oh, well, thank you. That is very kind coming from a dwarf. Your nose is also resplendent."
I'm like flattered. I'm like, "Oh, you noticed."
Why, I'm sure you could smell everything for miles with a nose that size.
It's like I do. Quite a bother in this city. It's nice to be in a shop where the smell is pleasant.
Indeed, actually, the shop is quite pleasantly. It does smell quite pleasant. There are candles burning, and they have a flowery scent to them that isn't overbearing.
Yeah.
However, as you breathe in, you also do smell that there's kind of like an invading smell to the shop, something dark and nefarious, an undertone of a dragonborn that's had an onion breakfast. And Peter the gnome, as he's smelling in, similar as you are, as you're complimenting each other's noses, he catches a whiff of this and kind of coughs and gags a little.
I apologize. I'm like, I do apologize. You do get used to it, though, however. Eventually, hopefully.
I suppose you would.
But I mean, you have no choice. You have to.
He actually goes over to Como and he pulls something out of his pocket, and it's a little. It looks like it's made out of wood, but it's been painted green, and it's a little cutout figure of a pine tree on a string. And he, without waiting for any, authorization, he actually like reaches as high as he can and then ties it onto your clothes.
Whoa!
And he says, "This is a little invention of mine. It'll surely help you in your day-to-day dealings. I call it an air freshener."
I growl at him.
Whoa, easy there, boy. So you can smell that this wooden pine tree appears to have been soaked in pine oils, and thus actually gives off a pine tree scent to it, like a fresh morning after it's just rained, and you can smell the fragrant pines.
I like take a smell like
the others. Do I really smell that bad?
You smell like onions.
Speak of onions.
Now you smell like onions and pine. Slightly better.
Better.
That's an improvement.
Yeah.
He says that these are, this is a free service, but of course I know you didn't come here for the air fresheners. What can I do you for?
We're looking for some. What do you call them, Xy Faeth? Again, the things that you drink and then it restores your vitality.
Oh, potions.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I know they're potions. What kind of potions are they? What's the word again?
Revive.
Heart potions. Come on, Como, you should know what these are. What is it called again?
Hell
potions? No, we don't want those ones.
So as you guys are talking about this, he's bringing out potions that kind of seem to match. So like these descriptions. So when you say heart potions, he brings out a potion that says heartworm potion.
Yeah.
That is for deworming dogs.
No.
And when you say health potion, then he seems to have something that just says health on it in big words or big letters rather. And then you finally say healing potion, and he says, "Oh yes, of course. I should have known right from the beginning. You're adventurers. Here, let me get you my little rack of health potions. They come in different strengths for whatever you need."
I compliment him on his ears. I'm like, "You have very fine hearing, sir."
He says, "Oh, now you're just flattering me."
I say, "Yes, I am, but to see such a magnificent gnome is quite rare.
So I'd like you to make a persuasion roll to see the success. You know that your flattery is already successful. So, a low roll will not mean that you are no longer flattering him. But I just want to see how successful your flattery is.
Okay. I got a +5 in persuasion. So I can at least roll a 6. Oh, I got a 20. 15 +5.
Oh, wow. So he is basically, you can tell that he's he's quite pleased. He probably doesn't. I mean, there's not that many gnomes in this city, and normal people don't have not normal people. I should. That's speciest. People who are not gnomes do not have the same kinds of sensibilities as gnomes have. Gnomes love exaggerated features. They're not looking for necessarily symmetry or facial balance in what they think is attractive. What they're looking for is prominence, and they like things to stand out, to have a personality. So it's quite possible that people, he's potentially had difficulty dating and so he's just so down in the dumps.
Yeah.
He's always bright and happy, but he just isn't used to being complimented.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And this may inspire him to go give another shot at picking up a dwarf woman.
all the power to you.
So yeah, this seems to really boost his confidence. So one thing you notice when he brings out the prices is that the prices are written in a hand that doesn't look like it's his.
Oh, okay.
What?
So what's written on the vials is in a very thin, spidery, black ink. The prices, and you think they might be a bit high.
Okay. Gotcha. Like how much is it for a healing potion?
So a healing potion, let me just look up what the normal 5e prices for healing potions are.
While we're doing that, I'm like, hey, Como.
Yeah.
Do the dragon ladies like the smell of pine? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, I guess.
Have you gone on like a couple dates with some other, like with some dragon ladies?
Why are you even asking this kind of question?
I mean, I'm
too young to date.
You're too young to date, or I'm too young to date?
How old is Como?
I guess is 20s. I guess
he would be considered prime dating age. In fact, any dragon lady that came upon him would consider him as a marriage partner. Actually, at this age,
I'm like, you have really big muscles. I mean, like some of the ladies dig that, right? Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Xy Faeth, do you like big muscles?
I mean, they're okay, I guess.
So Dragonborn actually do have different standards based on their chromatic type.
That makes sense.
Basically their color. So different types of Dragonborn are kind of attracted to different types of mates. So you are, I believe, you're a bronze Are you bronze?
No, green.
Or you're green? Wait,
Well, poison dragonborn.
for some reason I imagined you as bronze this entire time. So you're actually green in color.
Yeah.
We like to say emerald.
Emerald? No, just green.
No, come on.
So green dragonborn are tend to be kind of a little more sneaky than other dragonborn is the stereotype. And maybe a little dirty.
What?
Kind of
in comparison to other dragonborn.
Yeah, that's very
Are we kind of breaking the mold here? Como? I mean, do they usually smell of onions as well?
No,
Onion
that's just
smell.
me.
Onion smell, not necessarily that common, but they do tend to like extremely spicy foods.
Yeah.
All dragonborn who are either acid type or fire type do like spicy foods.
Makes sense. We should buy you some hot peppers after.
Oh, acid type. I'm a poison.
Oh, are you poison?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm a poison type, acid type. Same difference. So the normal price that you would be familiar with is probably 50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
But these ones are 65 gold pieces is what the price shows.
How big are the bottles?
They're all of a standard size. Like they're not large. But there are actually 4 different types. The normal one is just a potion of healing. Those are 65.
Okay.
But then there are larger ones, which are 140 gold pieces.
Okay.
And then there are ones that are much more than that.
Oh, great.
Well then, I'm okay with paying 65 gold pieces, to tell you honestly. This looks like a fine establishment to me with a fine owner. You know, like you don't get this kind of quality in other places, right? So I don't know, like my dwarven instincts tell me that this is a fine establishment and you couldn't ask for better. So I'm okay with the 65 gold pieces.
What about you, Faith?
So he looks quizzical. And he's like, well, are you sure? 65 does seem like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I tell him like, well, you're I trust you. You're a fine gnome, right? But if you're willing to go down on the prices and give us a deal, as brothers, nose brothers, then sure. But I personally, I have no problem paying that. But if you'd like to, if you'd like to further extend the hand of good fellowship and giving us a discount, then I wouldn't be averse to saying no.
So he's like, well, how much do you think they're worth?
See, I have no idea how much potions are worth. I'm going to do an inside check and see if I know how much potions are worth. Oh, no. I didn't roll a 0.
You rolled a 0?
No, I didn't roll a 0. Oh, okay. I rolled a 22.
Yeah, the standard amount is 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
That's, that as a fact.
Yeah. I'm like, well, the standard amount from even the filthiest and lowliest of shops is 50 gold pieces. So again, like I can understand the markup in price because of the quality of your potions here. But if you're, I think maybe a fair price I would say, if we're looking to bargain and deal, again, we're friends here, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I'd say, a fairer price would be around 55 gold pieces, considering the shop and the owner.
He says, "Oh well, if 50 gold pieces," and he suddenly starts talking like a little quieter.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "If 50 gold pieces is the going price, then perhaps I should sell it for 50 gold pieces. But she says that we should sell them for 65
mm-hmm.
because she says it's all this complicated stuff about supply and demand. I really don't understand, but she says to sell them for 65. But if you think 50 gold is a normal price, then I would take 50 gold."
Oh, okay. Then we have ourselves a deal then. If you're okay with that, then I'm okay with that. And this is great. As friends and nose brothers, we definitely understand each other. I'll if you're okay with it, I'll take 2 of them, and for 100 gold pieces. Does that sound good to you?
So while you guys are doing this, and
mm-hmm.
he is looking perfectly happy with the deal.
Yeah.
He suddenly looks not perfectly happy anymore.
Okay.
He actually looks terrified at something that is standing behind you.
Oh, okay.
So behind you,
mm-hmm.
as you look behind you,
yeah.
You see an elf
uh-huh.
with extraordinarily dark skin.
Okay.
She is very tall.
Mm-hmm.
Her skin is pretty much black.
Mm-hmm.
She has red pupils
mm-hmm.
and silver hair.
Mm-hmm.
And you technically, none of you. This doesn't really necessarily ring a bell with any of you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely a very unique looking elf.
Okay.
And she says in a voice that
mm-hmm.
is extremely, it's one of those, I'm saying this in a friendly way,
mm-hmm.
but my intentions are not friendly.
Mm-hmm.
She says, 2 of what for 50 gold pieces?
You look very intimidating and strong. You're a very powerful woman. I can gather from your tone and your stature, I say to her.
Oh gosh.
She does not look impressed at all.
All the while, it's still very feminine, Like
that's good.
You're just amazing, an amazing person that you are.
She just goes, mm-hmm. So she leans forward, kind of over you, and she is looking, but she's looking right at Peter.
Oh no, poor Peter!
And she says, "These are exactly the kinds of customers we do not need. We do not need adventuring customers. That is why I told you to sell the potions for 65 gold."
I say to her, sorry, Miss Elf, we're actually technically employed by the university. So we're actually university researchers. So we're not adventurers. We're university researchers.
Just says, "Prove it."
The professor's with us, isn't he?
No.
No.
He isn't. Well, we're Well, I don't know what kind of proof you need. Yeah, like, hey, wait, Como, do you have any proof on you?
Let me see. Wait, did you get any papers from the professor?
No, you don't have any papers.
Xy Faeth, do you have the papers?
I didn't get any paper.
Well, okay. Well, we know. Well, Professor Hathod has. We're under Professor Hathod's employment. I say, and I'm like, Professor Hathod, like trying to emphasize the importance of that name.
So she does seem to recognize Hathod's name, and seems like knowing Hathod's name is a relatively good indication that you actually know something about the university or are involved with it.
Sure. Yeah.
So
we also know Bartholomew. If that old man Bart.
She rolls her eyes.
Okay. That's a very good eye roll you have there. Quite impressive.
I face palm.
Her eye roll.
Hey, Xy Faeth, say something. Maybe girls can talk it over.
I agree. I give her a nudge.
Xy Faeth, say something.
What am I supposed to say?
Something. Calm her down.
She looks incredibly offended that you would suggest that she wasn't calm.
Xy Faeth, calm her down. She's getting more angry.
Wait.
You're not
I have
helping the situation.
wait. I have wait.
Is that what you're saying? Just wait. I have a wait.
I have a lute. Can I play a? I don't know. Calm her down.
Won't that affect everyone here?
All of us. Who is very aggro right now?
The scary wolf. Sorry, wolf.
Yeah.
Elf woman.
Wow.
No, she's an elf. Yeah. Can you make the scary elf woman not be scary anymore? Come on, Xy Faeth, do something.
So are you gonna play something on your lute to try and?
Yes.
Okay.
You gonna woo her?
What is the song? What is the song called?
don't be mad anymore.
Song of Rest.
Song of Rest.
The Song of Rest.
Maybe you should go to bed.
Okay, can you roll a performance check, please?
20.
Wowzers. So you start playing the Song of Rest, but you do play it pretty well. She maybe is slightly less angry, but seems like she's just more baffled at this point. She says, "This is why I hate adventurers. Fine, have your normal priced potions." She says, "Peter, these people seem like they're fine, but I don't want to see you messing around with any adventurers if I can help it. I don't want to see you guys becoming regulars," she says.
I was going to ask to become a regular. I'm like, thank you. Can I just ask you a question before you go?
She says, "What is it?"
Why do you hate adventurers so much?
She actually, I want you to do a persuasion check to see if you
okay. Let's see what my persuasion
she'll
is.
actually answer your question.
+5. Hey, Xy Faeth, help me out in convincing her to figure out why she's so mad at us.
Because I'm a woman.
Yes. I rolled a 17.
Wait, what am I rolling? Agent.
Yeah, help me out. Let's talk to her. let's spill the tea.
Gotcha. Good luck.
17 isn't quite enough to convince her to make a long explanation. She just simply says, adventurers only look at the outside. And then she walks away and begins busying herself helping other customers.
Gotcha.
So Peter looks kind of like slightly victorious. He's like, 50 gold it is.
I really like Peter.
He says, she's been my faithful employee for some years now, but she does have this thing about adventurers, and she makes all sorts of excuses about it, like supply and demand, and we're the only shop in this area, and all this sort of stuff. But I don't know why she has such things against adventurers. But you know what? I'll try and work on it.
Okay, I say
you guys seem like decent people, and if I could have my greatest wish when I started this store is to serve the decent people of this city.
Wow, I'm like flattered. I'm like, thank you, Peter. That's the nicest thing someone said to me in a long time.
You're a decent person.
Yeah, like my eyes are actually tearing up. I had to like catch my breath. I'm like,
okay, I say.
Like you like do that like cry shiver thing.
Yeah. Dear journal, today I was called a nice person for once. Anyways,
Okay, I asked Peter why are you so scared of her if you're the one in charge?
He kind of laughs and is like, well, look at her and look at me.
And you let her talk to you like that?
He says, it isn't, I don't really have the power
You're
to
her boss.
make her do things.
You're her boss.
He says that, well, it's quite complicated.
Really?
I'm off in the corner now. I'm just like, nice person, a compliment. It feels so good. Okay. Anyways, I subtracted the gold from my coin pouch.
How many potions would you guys like to buy?
I'm buying
One.
2 myself.
I'll buy one since I have
One.
my what's it called? I have my
Spells
yeah
when you sing out.
cure wounds.
Okay.
So I'll just take one.
I'm assuming. Sorry.
By one.
Okay. I'm assuming that these are like the cure light wounds or cure wounds, like level 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're what would be considered a level 1 potion.
So I think that would be a 1d.
So they do 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. Gotcha.
Is how much they heal.
Nice. Okay, I'll add that in. I'm a nice person. I take Peter's hands and I just thank him. Like, thank you so much. And you keep doing the good
you're like
things.
shaking his hand, he's like shaking your hands too.
It's like I'm like, we'll meet again for sure. You take care, Peter.
He says, "Good luck. Stay safe." Come back soon.
It's like we will.
Thank you.
As we're walking
Thank
out,
you.
I'm like, man, that gnome is a real friend, you guys, a true friend. Was there anything else that we wanted to do, or should we go back and relax at the university?
I say the university.
Okay.
All right.
Can we head back to the university?
Yeah, you can head back just fine with no.
Escort. Okay. Yay. As we enter the halls, I'm like, oh man, that was such a long walk to the potion store. And I take out a big yawn.
Oh. When you do your yawn,
yeah.
You manage to catch a bunch of people off guard.
Yes.
And you start a massive yawn chain.
Hey, Xy Faeth, count how many were that? How many yawned? I'm trying to break my record.
10.
Only 10. I'm gonna have to try better next time.
You guys can spend the day chilling out.
Mm-hmm.
And nighttime arrives without incident today.
Okay. So I think the plan was to have a sleepover in Como's room.
Yep, big sleepover.
Does your room smell like pine and onions?
No.
Oh. What does your room smell like?
Me. Burnt wood.
Burnt wood? Why does it smell like burnt wood?
What do you think?
Because of the fire?
Yes.
But I don't see any fire in here. Why does your room smell like burnt wood, Como? What were you doing?
Look down on the floor.
But that's just a marking on the floor. That's not a burn.
Yeah, they don't smell like, despite looking like they are burnt into the floor, they don't smell like anything burnt. If you want, you could smell them. But they do actually have distinct smells if you get really close to them.
Como, why does your room smell like you are burning it? I asked you. Como,
I choose to ignore the question.
Let's have a talk here.
He was like this in his childhood. Don't worry about it.
Como, being an arsonist is not a good thing, okay? Yeah.
Or is Hlan having a stroke?
Well, you said it smells like. Anyways, all right.
Let me see. Let me just make a DM roll.
Ooh, is it a visible DM roll or is it invisible?
Okay, yeah, no, you're not having a stroke.
Oh, okay. I hope not. I'm like super young. Although that doesn't stop people from. Yeah. Anyways, I called a bed.
But it's my room.
So in advance, because you guys had talked about all using this room, there are enough beds for all of you in this room.
Okay.
And it looks like the other rooms have been outfitted that way as well.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Are any of the beds nicer looking than the others?
What? They actually, let me check. Maybe they are. Okay, so two of the beds look like they're just newer looking.
Yeah.
And have nicer pillows.
Okay.
One of the bed looks kind of the same as the others in design and construction, but looks just a bit older.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take the nicer bed. I rolled a 4. Oh no.
What skill are you using to try and take this
dexterity?
Nicer bed?
The most dexterous. Yeah.
Actually, is anyone opposing?
Yeah. This is for the nicer bed, right?
Yeah. There's two of them.
So
Okay, Como got a 12. Come on, Xy Faeth. Roll like a 1.
So wait, we're rolling dexterity.
Yeah.
I guess what's happening is that you are racing to claim the nicer beds.
Yes, that's correct.
So the two highest rolls.
12.
Oh, dang it!
So Como and Xy Faeth get the nicer beds.
How? Why?
And
Yes.
Hlan's bed is the older one.
You never should have challenged us.
I'm like crying I'm crying on my bed. Why are you guys so mean to me?
Your diary. Your diary.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
So as you guys fall asleep, Hlan, you notice something about the bed.
Okay.
You notice that it feels like it's right in that perfect zone of being broken in,
Okay.
where it's like it molds perfectly to your body,
Yeah.
and it just really cradles you to sleep.
I'm like, oh. Guys, I really hate this bed, by the way.
Get over it.
Whereas Como and Xy Faeth, your beds are new, but that just means that, you know, like the mattress has more straw in it, and they're actually kind of stiff and crunchy. And so you end up actually taking slightly longer to go to sleep due to the newness of the mattress.
There's a worn down mattress.
So yeah, but otherwise you guys seem to have no problems falling asleep. In fact, as usual, it appears that the magic makes it so that falling asleep is very easy.
Nice. I'm digging these good night sleeps, by the way.
You don't necessarily feel particularly rested in the morning. Actually, well, the only person who has thus far, so Como, when you woke up this morning, you felt perfectly rested.
Yeah.
But every other time that you guys have woken up so far, after dying, you felt quite unrested.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I asked them, by the way, did you guys feel any different after you were killed in in last night?
Yeah, did you not hear about my psychological damage?
I mean,
Oh, did you cut
like
out?
physically, like weaker.
No.
Maybe like
Aside from a phobia of gray things, no.
what about you, Xy Faeth?
I kind of just felt sore. That's kind of about it. Nothing really too different.
Stars or something.
Felt a bit sore.
Oh, okay.
No. Why? Do you feel different?
No, I'm just wondering if how much impact our adventures has on us.
No. Nothing yet, I think. At least for me, aside from, just the usual stuff.
Yeah, Como, you do definitely feel that you are a little bit stronger, but you're not sure in what way yet. All right, so night falls, and you guys wake up in the room at the wall at first. So it feels like you're going to wake up and you can see the light going through the slats of the door in the wall. But then you also feel like you are sitting near a fire in a damp waterway. So you feel like you're in both places for a second. But you can feel like in your mind, you can choose to move to either one or the other. So you can choose to either go to the damp waterway or to go to the door with the slats. Unfortunately, you can't communicate with each other.
Okay.
So I'm going to need you guys. Can you guys please text me which direction you guys go to.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
Huh.
Texting. Where's my text? It's funny. I use the other app to text you, and so I don't think I've texted you on this app for a while. All right. Did you guys text?
Yeah, I sent it to him privately on the Zoom chat.
Oh,
Mhm.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Why am I so stupid?
Oh no.
Jonah,
Here.
can you send a word that doesn't that is clearer?
Oh no, what did he
So,
do?
Well, we can either move into the
Jonah-
damp waterway, or we can either go stay in the room. Right? Is that
yeah.
is
So either
I
the
thought we were already asleep.
what?
We were already asleep.
You are asleep. Yes.
I thought
Yes.
you said we were in the
We're
water.
at a crossroad where we choose a room.
Yeah. You can choose to wake up in the room at the wall, or you can choose to wake up in the damp waterway.
Send
Send that to me in the Zoom. All right. So you all wake up in the damp waterway.
Good thing you guys chose correctly.
You have chosen wisely. So as you are waking up, Como, you find yourself seated at the fire, where alongside the other dudes who are also talking there with you. And for whatever reason, they don't seem like they're particularly confused about seeing other people there. In fact, they seem to address the entire group, like as if you had all been sitting there the entire time,
Okay, that's a little weird.
and say, how did you find yourself here? And that's where we will end today.
Hoo. What?
I literally, my Zoom just died on me for a few.
Okay. So Cinabean is saying that his Zoom just died on him, and I can barely hear him. So I guess it is a good time to end. So thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Hlan, the Dwarven Wild Mage Sorcerer.
I'm Como,
Wow.
Oh, this is
the
terrible.
Yeah.
Dragonborn
is.
Barbarian.
You want to do your thing, Xy Faeth?
Let me just end it.
Yeah, okay. All right, bye everyone. Thanks for adventuring with us. He was
Thanks for
DM Ghost.
I'm DM Ghost. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.